So you want to be a cat behavior consultant? I get asked a lot. What does it take to be a cat behavior consultant? What skills do you need aside from knowing a lot about cats? And lately, especially with some of the clients and cases I've been dealing with, I am coming into terms with the fact that to be a cat behavior consultant means you're actually, in a lot of ways, a counselor. You're a therapist. You're somebody that people are calling to get, uh, not only a second opinion on the behavior that's going in their house, but in some cases, the behavior, whatever it is, maybe it's like the cat I saw today, excessive meowing or litter box avoidance or aggression. When behaviors manifest in homes with troubled cats, cats that are misbehaving. Um, what tends to happen is that if you have more than one person in the house, especially a couple partners, they don't agree on the best method to deal with that problem. So, you may have a split opinion going on about how to deal with it. So, I'll use the case that I worked on today as an example. So, we have a cat that isn't excessive in meowing, but just a cat that meows at certain times of the day to the point where no one really knows why anymore. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to having a cat that even though all the needs are met, you put food out, you paid attention to the cat, you pick the cat up, you do everything that you know how to do, every possible way that to satiate your cat, you do it, and this cat is still meowing. It's like I explain it this way, like his glass of need is never full. It's always he always needs something, and I think what I found out today is that there can be a split in the way people know or feel they should deal with a problem like that. So we have the sympathetic half. Usually in my experience, that's the person who called me, the person who actually made the first step to address the issue and get a counselor in. So the sympathetic person is usually the one who's doting on the cat, who's answering the calls, who's feeding, playing, picking the cat up, basically tending to the cat every time this happens. And then the unsympathetic half is the one who's clapping his hands, yelling. I'm saying his because in this case it was the husband versus the wife. But the person who is fighting against the problem or using fear or punishment to stop the problem. And it can be delicate because when you are dealing with a couple who are coming to you for help, you have to be empathetic. And, you don't want to blame one person over the other. Even if one person seems as though they are completely in the wrong, you have to let them know that maybe what they're doing is just a misinterpretation of the issue. So, in this case, there's a lot of hope in the situation. And the hope lies in that both the husband and the wife have to meet in the middle on how they're going to deal with this. So, my advice, where the advice comes in, is that I told the husband to just pull back. It's going to be really, really hard, but try not to react at all. This cat is not vocal when the wife isn't home. So if the husband is home and working on his computer, this cat is, chilling out. But once the wife comes home, we've got a raise in the arousal level of this cat. The cat is anticipating her arrival, and just all the endorphins start going, and he's into this maybe even false hunger, but he's wants to eat, he wants to scratch, he wants to play, he wants to be under her feet. So so I'm basically telling the husband to back off and let it go. And if this behavior is becoming an annoying thing, that maybe there are other things we can have this cat doing instead of bothering them. So, basically redirecting the focus into something more constructive. On the wife's half, my instructions were basically to be less doting, to have some restraint, if the cat is begging and crying and doesn't really seem to be a reason, you know, it's not that you're ignoring the cat, but you're not going to reward the behavior as it's happening. When there's quiet and the cat has settled down, then you're going to treat the cat. You're going to use positive reinforcement, but you're also going to meet the cat's needs. So there's a little bit of a deficit in play and activity in the house, so we addressed that, getting them to just add a nice solid play regimen in the house, but foraging for food, no more freebies for breakfast and lunch. We discussed moving the feeding time to the afternoon, since the morning it didn't seem like the cat was eating anyway, and really putting all of our resources and energy into the nighttime. But really, mostly what I did in this consultation was listen to both parties about how they felt about the situation, and then come to a place of understanding between the two of them, because this is really, truly, it's not only about the cat, it's about their marriage and about how they work as a team. So it's delicate, feelings are hurt. People are very, very sensitive to being told what to do. So I felt as if, and this was the first time I walked away going, wow, that was marriage counseling. That really was. Because I did have to listen to one, listen to the other, talk about my personal interpretation of what the problem is and how that can be remedied, and then bring the two of them together on that solution. So, when you have homework, now you have couples homework. If you were going to the marriage counselor because your marriage was in peril, you would be going on dates and doing all kinds of stuff, to reinvigorate your marriage. So in this case, they've got homework that's going to bring the two of them together on a daily basis to meet their cat's needs and also to work on their own reactions. So really, really interesting case. And, I started this off by saying, well, so, you want to be a cat behavior consultant. It's more than being a cat expert. It really is. It's, I'm walking a fine line between being a cat behavior consultant and a therapist at times. Working with couples, working with people. You can't understand cats unless you understand people. So I'm really thankful for the experiences I'm having, the people I'm meeting, the challenges I'm facing every day. It just makes me better at what I'm doing. So it's cool to make a difference. It's cool to bring people together, and the fact that this was a couple that came together on the decision to hire me. It wasn't like the wife said, "Oh, I'm hiring this guy to come over." Although it did, it started that way, where she was saying he feels this way and he feels that way, and he's just sitting there silently, letting her describe how he feels. We made sure to listen to how he really feels. So it was really good, and they were really happy. And I think I'm probably going to see them in another 30 days just to check in on how things are going. But really interesting experience. So just wanted to share that with you as I process it, and as I continue to have these really rewarding experiences every day. So thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting Go Cat Go and my endeavors. And if you have not yet seen the pilot episode of Animal House, you should check that out. We worked really, really hard on that. I think it definitely shows in the end product of the TV show. And I don't know, if you love shelters, and, well, who loves shelters? If you are involved in animal sheltering or rescue, volunteering, if you're a vet tech, if you trap cats, if you love dogs, if you love saving animals, honestly, if you like a show about animals and not about monsters, this is the show for you. So check out Animal House on Animal House TV on YouTube. And thanks for listening. Peace.